Good evening. We welcome you all on behalf of Vivekananda Study Circle. We'll begin our program with the invocation. I kindly request you all to stand.
सहनावतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। अस्तो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्।
We are glad to introduce our guest, Mr. Sarathbabu, who is here with us this evening, and extend a warm and hearty welcome to him. I would request Vivek to present bouquet to our guest as a token of our welcome. Swamiji once said, "Take up one idea, make the one idea your life, think of it, dream of it, live on idea. Let the brain, muscles, nerves, every part of your body be full of that idea and just leave every other idea alone. This is the way to success." Hence, essence of an idea or a dream led us on the way to organize this lecture. Now introducing our guest, Mr. Sarathbabu did his graduation in chemical engineering from Pilani. He then worked for 3 years in Polaris Software and finally went to IIM Ahmedabad to complete his MBA. After completing his graduate studies, he set up Food King, a catering services with a vision to offer employment to literate and semi-literate people and bring up their living standard. He made national headlines when he declined a big offer from multinational company and instead listened to his inner voice and stuck to his ideal of bringing employment to needy through his business venture. He has spoken to numerous meetings in different parts of India, inspiring people with his story of struggle, sacrifice, and determination. Last year, he spoke at large public meeting organized near Vivekananda Ilam on the Marina Beach in Chennai. Today, at 29, he is CEO of Food King, which is providing its services at BITS Pilani, IIM Ahmedabad, BITS Goa, and SRM Chennai, among others, and has a turnover of 7 crore rupees. He has been awarded Pepsi-MTV Youth Icon 2008 Award and Example 2 Youth Award 2008 Chennai. Swami Vivekananda always wanted young people to stand on their feet and help others to stand on their feet. He said, "Be and make." Sri Sarathbabu is a shining example of this message of Swamiji. We are happy to welcome him with great joy and honor and would invite him to speak on today's topic, Dreaming to be Great.
A very good evening to respected Swamiji, respected elders, respected students. I thank you, the organizers, for having invited over here. It's a pleasure coming over here and give a speech on the topic. So before getting into the topic, we need to understand what is dream and what is great and who are all great, right? And where are we and where do we intend to go, what we intend to do. So these are questions which one has to answer. So these are questions which came back to me each and every time, right from my childhood. Who are you? What you intend to do? Why you are here? What you are doing? All these questions. So if I could ask to you, and if one or two could answer, you have come to to the speech to this extent, which itself means that there is something in your mind, right? Something like, yes, I just want to know. I also wanted to do something. I wanted to be like this, or some kind of vision, or some kind of mission, or some kind of aim should be there in your mind. So can I hear from at least one or two people over here, just to sense like what it is?
I somehow like to work in the field of...
Your name and...
hello, I am Ashutosh from Amtech Thermal Second Year, Department of Mechanical Engineering. My aim would be to work in the area of improving the primary education, especially in the villages, and for the underprivileged kids who are really not getting the opportunities to go to schools, good schools, and thereby their further education and everything is ruined and suppressed.
Yeah.
So they are not having equality of opportunities. So I'd like to work in that area, but somehow the enthusiasm for the same and the zeal for the same, it sometimes seems to be a bit suppressed.
Suppressed, yeah. Right. Anyone else? And just share, like, what is your aim, like, what is that you wanted to do in life? Do you have something thought about for your life? Or is it you are blank about, like, just doing engineering right now and, you just kept it blank, I'll do as and when time comes? You can be open, like, not a problem, like, or should I point, like, maybe you, a green t-shirt.
Hi, myself Gaurav Jain. I'm a BTech third year from Metallurgical and Materials Engineering. As I said, my plan is that leave up to the time. I've not decided yet. So my aim is to decide my aim.
Yeah, okay. that sounds good, okay. Someone over there. In this side. No, okay. Great, okay. So I'll just start sharing my personal experiences. As you all know, I started as a very humble background. Just 6-7 kilometers from here, my native is there, and I born and brought up in a slum over there. As a third son to my mother who was selling idlis on the streets. And as a small kid, I didn't have any dream. Just to pass the time, just to study in my school, get some good marks. And as and when time, just went on, like say, when I was in my 6th standard, I just observed things around me. So then I observed my mother is really working hard. Then I seen her toiling her, like right from morning 5 o'clock till, night 10 o'clock, she'll be working really hard. So then I questioned, what is that, you are going to do? So then I kept my dream. I need to score good marks. Then I need to, go to a best engineering college in the state. And then, get onto a job and then support my mother. But when I dreamed that, there were challenges. So just dreaming is not enough. Challenges in terms of challenges from your, peer pressure as they call, like from your classmates, from your neighbors. Say classmates and you, there is a huge difference between, like say now Pongal is coming, right? Day after tomorrow, Pongal is coming. So after Pongal, there will be a day called like everyone has to wear their Pongal dress and come to the class. For 10 years or say 12 years, throughout my school days, My mother would not be in a position to take a new dress and give it to me. I have to go to the class, but I don't have any other better, casual dress to wear. So that's a huge challenge as a child. So I used to think whether to go to the school in the uniform, everybody will ask. Almost 39 students in your class, and the whole school will look at you and say what is this? That's a huge pressure, huge challenge. So I generally skip the day. I just don't go to the school on that particular day. But you got to fulfill your dream. Your mother is struggling hard. So then again, when your mother is not able to pay the fees on time, the teacher will ask you to stand outside. Again, the pressure, the students at the class will just look at you what Sharath is doing. Is he studying or is he standing? I used to be a first rank holder. So the second rank and third rank holders in the class must be really happy. He's just kept, at least 20, 30 foot outside. So he'll not be able to listen. He will not be listening to the class. So at least this time we have a chance to become first rank holders. But I used to question and I used to think my dream is to, get a good job. For that I got to get good marks. So I used to question always, what is that mistake I have done for this punishment? There is no mistake I have done. So I always used to, tell about my dream. Your dream is to support your mother. Your dream is to support your mother. So rest all doesn't matter. So I used to tell that, and I never mind standing outside and taking notes for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and just listen to the class, what the teacher is telling. Again, I score the first rank. So the focus is very important. When you dream, the focus is very important. So that's how I could score, my marks till 10th and again 11th, 12th. Again, there were challenges when I was till my 10th. There was no electricity at home. So again, this is a challenge because you see a drastic change between your lifestyle and your classmate lifestyle. When you go to their home, it is full of tube lights and pakka house. But when you come your home, it's not like that. So I used to question, your friends are better off. Are you going to work hard, so hard? So then I just dreamt. I just imagine what's happening. Your friends are okay having tube light, they are studying really bright light. Your aim is to score good marks. So what is that they are able to see? They are able to see the whole room. They are able to hear the fan sound. They are able to see, whoever is coming in, going out, and if the TV is switched on in the next room, they could hear that. But you sitting in the small hut, what you could see is, you could see only your book. And what is required for your dream is only to see your book and not the calendar or the pictures or people who is coming in, going out, not those things. So I said myself, yes, you have what you needed, so why to worry about what things that is not needed, right? So again in 11th also there was challenge. So because I thought my mother will not be able to pay the fees for 11th. So I did some bookbinding, continued 12th. So once I came to 12th, I went to best college. They said, I thought I should get into the best state college, but somehow I got admission into BITS. Again, there were lots of challenges. I suppose all those challenges. So once I came to that level, I achieved that dream, then I thought, what next? I came across, similar situation, what he said. There are lots of poor people. So what is going to happen to their education? You are educated in one of the best institutes in the country. What about those students who are still enlarged at those pockets? What about their future? What about their mother's struggle? Who is going to give information for them? That there are, institutes like this, there are ways to come up in life. So then I thought you should become, what is the solution for their hunger? Because I have faced through hunger lots of times. So then I thought like you should start a company and employ people. That is the solution. You employ say 1 people and 4-5 people in their family, at least 5 is taken care of by that single employment. Then I dreamt that I should start a company and I should employ as many people as possible. And not only that is sufficient for this problem, because the problem is around at least 30 crore. Not only you become an entrepreneur, but make at least 99 more entrepreneurs. So each giving a lakh of jobs. So 100 people create 100 lakh jobs. So can't we find, I just question, can't we find 100 youngsters out of the population of say 100 crore? 1 in 1 crore. Can't we find? I thought the answer is yes. Yes, we could find. There will be people 1 out of 1 crore. It is very easy to find. So I thought at least these 100 people will take care of at least 1 crore people, and these 1 crore people in turn will take care of another 4 to 5 crore people. So at least 5% of the problem is solved. So with that, I just started preparing for this CAT exam. Then I went to Ahmedabad. After I am like, when your dream is there, you will be always tempted with other things. So when I was in Ahmedabad, the pay package, as I said, my background is not that great financially. So the pressure will be there inside you. The job is available, lakhs and lakhs of job, as you all know. So should we take up that job or should we pursue our dream? I said myself, if I am not pursuing my dream at this point of time, at any point in my life, I am not going to come back and pursue my dream. And there is no other reason why I should not pursue my dream except for this good job. So then I said myself, again reinforcing to my dream, if I get into this job, only my family will be better off, only 5 people. For so many years, will be really better off. But if I get into this challenge and say create 1,000 jobs, at least 5,000 people will be better off for so many years. And if the venture fails, there is a chance for the venture to fail also, right? And if the venture fails, what will happen is, only me, my family is going to get affected for maybe 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. So it is worth taking the risk for those many people compared to only 4-5 people for a few years. So I took the risk. And when I was just going around society, there were lots of instances. Say I was just driving from Bangalore to Chennai. I just stopped in a restaurant for food. There were lots of, workers over there. When I just looked at them, everybody is like really thin and weak. And the food there was really good. I just called one of the worker and asked him, why you people are really tired and really thin, Don't you people eat good food? That person said, we don't eat the same food as you eat. So then I just thought, the owner who has the vision to provide good food to the customers never thought about their employees. Again, I went to, in one of the, function, I went to Madurai and I went to a temple. I went to a temple and just came out and I was about to get into a Innova car. And there was a lady really old, like she must be more than 80. And she came and she asked for some money. I just gave some 20 rupees or something like that. So she immediately tried to bend towards me. I was just wondering, what is this? What is the society we are living in? She knows that I'm young. She knows that I'm having money. She knows that I'm, because I'm getting into a very nice car. And I also should know that she's 80. Somehow she doesn't have any livelihood. But the moment I give money, she's bending. So this is the kind of society we live. What is the kind of society we live? The lady should be in a position to say like, I'm hungry, I'm not having food, why don't you give me money? So that is the kind of society should live. So, these things always came into my mind, and again, like Such is the poverty that is existing in our country. Two % of the population is holding around 80% of the wealth. 98% of the population holds rest of the 20% wealth. You could imagine the distribution of wealth. You could imagine where you are placed. No, such is the inequality. So that's why these problems arise. In a train from UP train, a 10-year-old guy is thrown out of the train and he loses his hand and he loses his legs. You know why? Just because he doesn't give one gutka to that policeman. So he's thrown out. So these are, we are crushing a small kid and we are crushing his entrepreneur capability. Who knows? If he left, he might be one of the big entrepreneurs in the future. Right? So again, like in a hospital in Andhra Pradesh, a lady sold her 1 day old child for 6,000 rupees to pay to the hospital authorities. This is the kind of society we are living. Where we are living, this is in India, not in anywhere else. So I just question, like, how long this is going to happen? What is the solution? There should be a, real great change in the leadership, right from the top to the bottom. So, and each and every day I'll get some emails from youngsters saying that, we need jobs, right? There is no job, there is no placement. Who is going to create jobs? Who is going to create opportunities for them? It is not the institute which will create opportunities for them. It is the entrepreneurs. And in turn, it is the government. The government is being run by politicians. So then I thought, like, what is the solution? Then came in my mind, why not you become a politician? I just declared my candidature. And we campaigned for 35 days. There were lots of challenges. We get our symbol just 10 days before the elections. People vote for symbols. They don't vote for candidates. They vote for symbols. They remember some symbol and they go and vote. So a 10-day-old symbol competing with how many years old symbol? 50 years old, 60 years old. People thought it is not possible. But we went ahead very optimistically, not seeing just 1 year, 2 years, seeing the whole life ahead. If we change, if we start right now, maybe next 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, maybe 30 years, 40 years, we leave a better generation for if not for this generation, at least for the next generation, a better place. With that we stood. We are around some 200 youngsters who are working in a single place, day and night. We'll go to the college, come in the evening. So we are all living for the dream to change something in the politics. We got around 15,890 votes. Everybody was shocked. As an independent, nobody took so many votes. And just declaring the candidature 35 days, 40 days before and campaigning with a 10-day-old symbol. There were people who came from Bombay to Chennai, took a flight, just to vote. There were people who were calling from Bangalore, there were people who were calling from Gurgaon, there were people calling from US, UK, and telling that why don't you vote for the symbol. Again, we chosen a symbol as slate, which means that which appeals to even to the poorest of the poor as well as to the educated. We can't select a computer, then it will not appeal to the poor people. So it's not only dreaming is important, like we have to work on it. We have to see where we could start at least. If we think the politics is really bad and, like we just crib and, we just leave at that, it's not going to change. If we all say, no, it's bad, even after 20 years, we are going to say the same thing, it's bad. But we got to act. We be the change what we wanted to see. Right? So with that, we stood for the election and we achieved something. Today, like lots of youngsters see, yes, like we youngsters should come out and, we should vote first and also we should take up things. That kind of a mindset has come. Recently, I started a company called EduBharat, which has a motive to teach some programs to the management students from Tamil Nadu, and the idea is to earn some money out of it and give it for the education of the poor children. So we are educated in a very prestigious institute, and we should find ways to start small and then to build on it and then slowly achieve our dream. And whoever has become great, you all know whoever has become great. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, people who have worked for the people, society, they have become great. So my humble submission is that if you think after 10 years, after 20 years, after 30 years, when we just turn back and see and just check, is this what we should have done in our life? If you say, yes, this is what I should have done in my life and I'll be happy and satisfied, I think you should pursue that. So you all just think like what is that you should have done in your life after say, when you just look back. So definitely you will be able to achieve, and do not think, these, when you have clarity in these aspects, you will definitely get solutions. So, say for example, in my 12th standard, I was really weak. I didn't have energy to study. I told myself I'm not going to talk more than 10 words a day. What happened? I got the energy to study. So, our human minds are really creative and innovative. If we pose a problem to our mind, we will get the solution for ourselves. Only thing is, we need to think, yes, we will get the solution. So if we all have everything and we execute things, it is not great. We have constraints and we execute things, that is what is known as greatness. Right? So do not think about constraints, think about some innovative and creative solutions. I'm sure you will be able to come out of it. So with these words, I would like to stop at this, and I'm open for questions, and yeah, thank you so much.
Where did you draw so much inspiration from? I mean, it's as you said, there are so many challenges, but then most of the time we kind of give up to these challenges, and to draw so much of inspiration from within seems almost impossible. So, is there did you have some reading from where, or some literature, or some role model you had?
Yeah. Not literature exactly. Like I drawn my inspiration from my mother. So it started a spark in me, and I never left that inspiration from then on. In my childhood days, like we used to sleep, and during at the end of the sleep, I used to just there used to be a small kerosene lamp, and my mother used to drink lots of water. So the water drips down the throat. So I thought she really loves water. So after when I just, after 2 years, 3 years, when I grown up, I just thought that like it's not that she is really fond of water, but there was no food at the end of the day. She fed all 5 kids, and she gave us the food, and she filled her stomach with water. So that gave me the spark. Why she has to do it? Is there any reason, necessary? She could have stopped us from good education, and she could have ate well. That gave me some kind of learning that the sacrifice is very important in life, and we should selfless sacrifice, that is very important. So that gave me the inspiration till now, and I think it will give me inspiration even further. So that is where I draw my inspiration. And the problems around, as like say for example, so many children are on the streets, so many children are without food. So these things also give me lots of inspiration. Is like we should have some kind of meaning in life, and we should work not only for ourselves but for these people, and So that is where I get my inspiration.
Hello, I am Anand Pai from Department of Applied Mechanics. I am doing my MTech. So I want to know one thing. See, now Sarathbabu came to know that he can do his BTech in BITS Pilani. He got all the information and all those things. Now there might be a lot of Sarathbabus who doesn't know how to go about.
Yeah.
Now first thing is that how did you come to know that this can be done? That I can pursue my engineering, I can pursue or anything.
Yeah.
So suppose a person who is just coming, just 10 standard, 12 standard, from poor background, he doesn't know anything about it. How will he come to know? Just like that, a curiosity.
I think lots of information dissemination should happen in terms of vernacular language, magazines, papers. But those people may not read magazines and papers also. I think more and more people who are socially inclined should give them the information either in their schools. I know like a group from IIT takes care of a government school in Velachery, which is just 3 kilometers from here. So, these kind of activities will make sure they know about this information. But for me, I came to know about this information because of one of my classmates. So his father advised him to apply for BITS Pilani. And he came and said to me that if you apply for this institute, you will get for sure. For your marks, you will get the, admission over there. So, and also he said that if you join this institute, you will get a job for sure. So then I worked backwards. So if I join some other institute, I may not get a job. And I was not aware of IIT at that time. So I didn't even prepare for IIT. So only option that was left is to apply for BITS. And then I got my admission. So it's kind of a luck. And so when we keep our ears open for, these kind of information, which are opportunities, definitely we'll cling on to it and then, go ahead in life. So I think for many other people from poor background to know, I think the TVs, the magazines, the papers should disseminate this information. Thank you.
My name is Bharat and I am doing MS in electrical engineering. And my question is, when you are in childhood, you are not in a very comfortable zone. So that gives you so many constraints and single-minded focusedness to your goal. But if you are in a comfortable zone and you get everything, is it possible to reach that goal? And one more thing, we are facing so many constraints, not constraints, we are free to do anything here. How to avoid that and give constraint to ourselves and to do a single goal?
Yeah. See, one thing is like whatever we do, we just question ourselves. When I was in my 12th, during those 4 months when I was not talking, there were lots of my friends used to come and talk to me. When I'm just talking less than 10 words a day, you could imagine what would I speak, yes, no, that's all, like 5-6 times over. So when my friends spoke with me, they used to, talk to me. Say some students will come and talk to me regarding the education. Then I'll just nod, in a very positive way or answer them. Some students will come and talk about some movies or some girlfriends or something like that. So I was so focused, I used to question myself, is this required for your dream right now? because you don't have time and you don't have energy for that. You know? So I say, which is important to you? Important is to score good marks, then, get a good job. Join a college, get a good job and support your family. That is more important right now for you. So I asked a question, if your dream is more important, I think others could take a back seat. Doesn't mean that it should completely take a back seat. At times, whenever, there is a saying like work while you work, play while you play. So that is that kind of a policy has to be followed, I think. So even after, I got into software job. So I could have had a easy, like that time itself I was earning good. I could have said, okay, what is dream and, why to pursue that? Okay, you got a good job. Why to pursue this, CAT? And I gave CAT for 3 times. But still, even though they were comfort, there were, lots of distractions. And, having no comfort and right now, software job provided me lots of comfort. But still I said, your dream is to, go there, start a company. Always your heart should say that. That is your dream. Do not forget it. You are losing your time for that, to achieve that, to go nearer to that. So then I'm sure like your mind will, act in that direction. Hope I answered your question.
Good evening, sir. I'm Nitin, third year undergraduate of chemical engineering. I wanted to ask you something. Here at IIT Madras, there's a lot of, lot to be learned apart from academics. So what do you suggest are the skill set that we can develop right here that would help us to be successful entrepreneurs in our later life?
I think communication ability is one very important aspect. Then networking with your friends, a group of friends. Then orientation, and you could involve in lots of organizational activities which happens, which will develop your soft skills like how to deal with people. It might be your cultural festival, or it could be your the academic festival, or it could be lots of interdepartmental activities that is going around. So that will give you like without even getting to the real world, you'll be able to manage with people, talk to people, how to move with people. And apart from that, getting involved in some kind of social projects so that it gives you the real picture, what is your society. So I think these should help you, to orient yourself better in the future.
Hello, I'm Abhishek. I'm a MS scholar in mechanical engineering. I was wondering whether we should actually dream about being great, or I was really wondering about the topic. I've been thinking about it, because those who have been actually greats, they never thought about it in the first place.
I totally agree with him.
Yeah.
We don't think like we have to be great and we work towards it. See, for example, I stood in the election. It's not just an easy option, right? In North Chennai MP election, one fellow was slashed with a knife, the MP candidate. So like you don't think to be great and you don't go and stand election like that. You understand my point? Like we don't think to be great and we do things.
Yeah.
We do things which gives us the satisfaction, which gives us that sense of fulfillment. That automatically leads to whether you become great or not. That's a secondary, right? Like we do whatever we feel like doing, right? Which gives us that satisfaction. Hope you understand what I'm saying. Like so, in that sense, you dream, but definitely you got to dream. But to be great or not, you don't have to worry about it. Right? You can just work. The end results doesn't matter. Like whether it happens or not, it's okay. But we don't think like we have to be great and we do things. No.
And actually, I derived 2 meanings out of this word great.
Yeah.
First meaning is the absolute meaning, like the absolute greatness, which people like Swamiji, Gandhiji, they possessed. Other meaning is a kind of relative, which we can talk in like people like us, you, me, people like here.
Yeah.
So there's no point talking about the absolute word, because those people are really, they're different. I mean, they're not out of our worlds. So coming to our level.
I may not agree with that. People like them have started like this. right? So we don't have to, just we need to aspire like them. Like we need to be like, say, not like them, but we need to work like them. We
Yeah,
need to
definitely.
orient ourselves like them.
Sure.
That is very important.
Yeah.
We need to take them as role models and, just follow them.
Yeah.
So that, I would say, and greatness and, somebody would say like, I like to work hard, you are hardworking. So this hardworking is a term which is very relative.
Yeah.
How can you say you are hardworking? What is hard? Who has defined that hardworking? So maybe, when I say you as hardworking, I'm comparing you are working hard compared to me.
Definitely.
Or, what is agreed in your group level, like what is working or what is hard working. So these are relative terms. We can't dream to be great. Like we can dream as a human being, and like whether greatness happens or it is different.
And one more point I would like to bring out here, like if at all we think that we set out to find out people who are really great, I think what matters is where people started, because it's always a function of initial conditions, where people start and where they end up. For example, in your case, I have no second thought in saying that you are great.
Okay.
No, that's my feeling. I'm just sharing my feeling. I read about you earlier through some mails.
Yeah.
So from that time, I have been thinking of meeting you. So, but people like there are many people who get all the comfort zone and what my friend shared. Like, so he's trying to think that how does he get into your kind of conditions so that he also becomes great. As someone like you, but my point is that people who are really in that comfort zone, their objective should be to go beyond that, because they are starting quite ahead in the race.
Yeah.
So their aim should always be to go beyond what ordinary people can simply reach.
Yeah, definitely you're right. Yeah.
So that's all I wanted to share. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I would share my email ID. It is sarath.foodking@gmail.com, and I'm there in Orkut also. You can be connected with me in Orkut. And
Sharath, I have a small query.
sure.
You have been mentioning about your dream of bringing employment and sharing your skill through various families. Now, the company which you head, the Food King, how much work and it has been able to do, and how much do you think it has succeeded in doing? So please tell something about that.
Yeah. See, I've started this company with a capital of 2,000 rupees 3 years back. And I've started with one employee. Today we are more than 250 employees, and I think we have started well, and we have started in very difficult conditions. After 6-7 months, you won't even believe, like I had to spend my day on the platform of Bombay. So with these kind of conditions we started, and we could come to this level, and it is on its growth track. And also, as I said, my dream is to create more entrepreneurs. 3 years back when the first invitation came to me to address a group of students, I told myself, here is an opportunity that the time is giving you to address a group of students and inspire them to become entrepreneurs, which is also in your dream, to create more entrepreneurs. So instead of you becoming a really big entrepreneur after 10 years, 15 years, then you encouraging people to become entrepreneurs, here life is giving you an opportunity to make them, to inspire them as entrepreneurs right now. So I took up that opportunity and kept on pursuing it for past 3 years, and nearly more than 550 places I would have been there, which means that out of the 900,000 days I was after the campus IIT, IIM Ahmedabad, almost half of the days I was spending in addressing gathering. Lots of people said, doesn't it affect your company, your turnover, your growth? I said, yes, it affects for sure. If I'm going to, go and spend my day with a group of 1,000 students, and I have addressed more than 5 lakh students till now. And it obviously, you could go to a client and talk to a client and fix a deal and finish off, But whenever I go to a group and address a group, I tell myself, my aim is to make at least one of them as entrepreneur. One of them should become as entrepreneur. So he becomes an entrepreneur, and he, say, for example, employs 100 people. So which means that single day is worth at least, a livelihood of 100 people. So when he starts and employs 100 people, say, in 1 year, 2 years, and earns somewhere around, say, 2 crore. And you go to 500 functions, if not 500 people, at least, say, 100 people become as entrepreneurs. So 100 into 2 crore, which is like 200 crore. And say, if you have pursued only your objective, maybe your turnover would have become, say, 20-25 crore. So this 20-25 crore compared to the 200 crore, 200 plus, say, 7 crore, 207 crore. Which is greater for the country? 207 crore is greater for the country. So, I told myself, now this race is set, lots of entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs have become, even on 9th of this January, there was a guy who quit his company and started a franchisee of a, net company over here for the Tamil film industry. So I'm sure he will do great. So, and he already got lots of projects, and, he started working on it. So what I want to say is, since lots of entrepreneurs have become, now I started, again pushing my race, to run my race, to become, to make the company ahead and things like that. So I think considering this, I, have come in my dream, a good way, I hope so. At least 50 of them have told me that they have become entrepreneurs and they have started employing people and, things like that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for a wonderful opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir, for your motivating words. Now I would like to call upon our volunteer Nisarg to present memento to our guests as a token of gratitude. I would request Gaurav to give books to our guest. With this, we have come to the end of this session. I would request Coordinator Mayur to give vote of thanks.
Dear friends, it was great to be a part of this beautiful evening. On behalf of VSC, I extend my heartfelt thanks to Sri Sarathbabu, who took us time out of his busy schedule to come here and not only shared his wonderful experiences, but also listened to the ideas of our audience. We feel rewarded by listening to you, sir. Our thanks to various departments in IIT, especially the Office of Dean Students, the Placement Office, Center for Continuing Education, and the Security Section for providing us the venue, video coverage, and active cooperation and support in organizing this function. Finally, my thanks to all our dear friends and other guests whose enthusiastic participation and gracious presence in today's function made this event a memorable one. Thanks one and all. I just request you to please wait for a moment. We have a few announcements to make. Thank you.
We are organizing a book sales which will be at HSB 133. So, and timing is 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And it was there for today and it will be there for tomorrow also. So you can go and buy books. And our Sunday classes will be starting from 31st of January and venue is HSB 333. And topic will be cultivating power of observation. And please give feedback forms to our volunteers, and we have our calendars for 2010. You can collect there. Thank you.